Africa, the seeds of anti-colonial revolution began to germinate. In Ghana, Kwame Nkrumah read Garvey's works as gospel. He absorbed the Unia's ideas of self-rule, national pride, and economic control. In Kenya, Jomo Kenyatta carried Garvey's words in his pocket. In the Caribbean, whispers of independence became movements. And in America, a young generation of black leaders, frustrated by segregation, police violence, and systemic poverty, began looking back through history for guidance. They found Garvey. But by then, he was a ghost, referenced more often than read, evoked more often than understood. The struggles of the left behind. The remaining UNIA members, loyal, graying, underfunded, tried to hold the line. In church basements, schoolhouses, and rented halls, they held annual conventions. They honored Garvey's birthday. They passed resolutions in his name. They sang the anthems he once composed. But the crowds were smaller. The media ignored them. The red, black, and green flags still flew, but now they flapped in corners, not across boulevards. The Black Star Line was a memory. The oratory, a recording. The president in exile never returned. It became harder to convince young people that once, just once, their people had declared nation, not on paper, but in soul. The myth takes shape. But time does strange things to memory. As the UNIA fractured, Garvey the man began to fade. And Garvey the myth began to rise. In Kingston, street poets began referencing him in verses. In Harlem, barbershops told stories of when Garvey rode through the streets like a king. In Nairobi and Accra, his name was included in pamphlets calling for African independence. In Ethiopia, Rastafarians began to speak of him as the prophet who had foretold the coming of Haile Selassie. Garvey, once mocked as theatrical, now became mythic. His speeches elevated to scripture. His photos hung in altars of black pride. His dreams revisited as blueprints. His silence had become sacred.